Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We will also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 128 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,250 miles within that time frame. Now, this is my second full year ever running. Within the first full year of 2020, I was able to run 1,001 miles, and I did that in 175 days out of the year. So this is a 25% step up in the amount of miles I'll be attempting to go for this year, as well as a 100% step up in the amount of days I'll be getting out there and running. Like I have said, today is day 128 in a row. Started off today a little upset. I had planned on putting a big trail day in today to really try to get ready for a race I have coming up that we'll talk about here in a second, but I was unable to. Fell asleep way too late last night, and then the baby was crying all night, kept me up. It didn't work out as planned. But I still did get out there today, not where I wanted to, not as many miles as I wanted to, but just because something happens doesn't mean that I wasn't going to be able to get out there and get something done. So that being said, for day 128, I got out there today and put in 6.8 miles for the day. After today's run, that put me at 24.7 miles for the week. If you've been following along, you know I do a bare minimum of 25 miles a week, and that is in order to hit the 100 mile per month mark. In order to hit the 1,200 mark, I have to average just over 100 miles to get to the 1,250 mark. But if I average exactly 100 miles a month, I would hit the 1,200 mark, which would leave me 50 miles outside of the goal. So that's the goal, is just to try to stay, keep up with the miles, don't fall behind 25 miles per week in order to hit this yearly goal. But I try to do a little bit more every week than 25. I usually try to do an average of 33, but sometimes we don't hit it. Last week I actually had a PR of 45 point something miles in a week, which is the most I've ever put in a week. And we'll talk about that as well here in a second when we get into the episode, because it's actually kind of reflect on today's episode. For the week, we're sitting at 24.7, so we're only 0.3 out for the bare minimum. We're 8.2 out from the what I usually try to average, which is the 33 mile mark. Tomorrow I plan to try to maybe get up early enough. It is Mother's Day, so it depends if I can get enough sleep and get up early enough. Maybe I will still go out and try to hit that trail. It also depends on how my body is feeling. But if not, I'll probably just still get up and pump out at least the 8.2 to hit 33, but we're looking at more of like a 13 miler, maybe a 10 to 13 miler is what I'm thinking for tomorrow. Especially since I missed that run today. And if I don't go tomorrow to get the run I missed today, I'm going to have to stay around here and still put in a good decent mileage to hit this weekly, where we're sitting at here weekly. Now for that, after today's run, monthly miles, that set us at 38.3 miles for the month, guys. Every single month, like I said, I've been trying to average just around 100 miles. In order to come close to that yearly goal of mine. But while doing this throughout the year, I decided, well, instead of, if I'm going to be doing 100 miles every month, I might as well do a 100-mile challenge every month. And I might as well do it in honor of different charities while throughout the year, and try to raise money and awareness for these charities while I'm also challenging myself to run these 100 miles. So every month so far I've ran over 100 miles. I've donated myself to these charities, and we have raised money through these charities and raised awareness to these charities. So for January, February, March, April, we raised money for 4 great charities. They were the American Cancer Society, the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network, the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and Autism Speaks. Now we're sitting here in May, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so I wanted to do something that reflected on that. So I chose the fundraiser To Write Love on Her Arms, and they focus on mental health, addiction, substance abuse, as well as domestic violence, suicide thoughts. So if you are struggling with any of those, or you know anyone that's struggling with any of those, that is a good nonprofit organization. They are willing to help you out. Just call them. They have plenty of different numbers for whatever you are dealing with at the time. They have someone there that will be able to talk to you. So we're raising money and awareness for them this month, in the month of May. So far, I think we've only got my donation in, but we are trying to raise more money, as you know, as we are every single month for everyone, all these different fundraisers. So if you guys can afford to, and you guys want to help out this month, you can find the link to donate to Write Love on Her Arms fundraiser for May, the 100 mile May challenge for To Write Love on Her Arms. You can find that on the Defining Discipline Instagram and Facebook story, as well as my personal pages, Instagram and Facebook story. Within the story, you'll see a thing that's in the middle of it. On the post, it'll say May's 100-mile challenge, in honor of To Write Love on Her Arms. At the very top of that, it'll say, the very top of the post, it'll say, donate on Facebook. You click on that, it'll open up another link for you on Facebook where you're able to put in however much you want to donate. All donations that get made go directly to this fundraiser. So that's a really cool thing. And why I continue to do all these fundraisers through Facebook is because they are taking zero cut, and everything goes directly to the charity of the whatever my choosing is. So we're going to continue to do them through Facebook. If you guys would like to help out for this month, like I said, it'd be very well appreciated. I told you where to find it on the Defining Discipline Instagram stories, and as well as my personal Facebook and Instagram story. You can find it, like I said, Defining Discipline, Instagram and Facebook stories, or my personal pages, Facebook or Instagram stories. So I get it also that times are kind of tough right now. So if you can't afford to donate and you still want to help out, the best thing you guys can do is you can share this fundraiser so other people on your friends list will be able to see it. Other than that, I just want to do a quick talk about mental health awareness. I think mental health awareness is something that we really need to be aware of, and I think everyone struggles through different bouts of mental health throughout their lives. Some people may be thriving right now. Some people are doing really horrible. The people that are thriving maybe in 5 years will be doing horrible. It shifts all the time. So one, if you are going through something right now, don't think that you are alone. Always know that you can reach out, and there's plenty of other people that are probably going through the same thing you are going through currently. And on the flip side, if you're not going through it, have some remorse and feel for those people who are, because just because you are not, and you may think you have your life together and everything is perfect, things happen, circumstances happen, and anything can change. So try to give these people the benefit of the doubt of what they're going through, and try to help them out, give them an open ear, and whatever they're asking for, whatever help that you can give. If it's nothing that's too crazy or above and beyond of what is needed, then definitely try to help people out if they're searching and looking for help. And that being said, again, if you are on the opposite side of, you're not someone who's struggling right now, if someone does reach out, be willing to help them out and be willing to understand them, because you don't know what they're going through, and one day you could be in their shoes. So try to respect them and give them as much help and courtesy as you can. And if you are one who is struggling with mental health issues right now, don't be afraid to reach out to whoever you can. If you don't know anyone personally, you can reach out to me. I am willing to listen, or I'm probably not the best person for advice, but I'm here to listen and try to help out as much as I can, or I can help try to refer you to someone who I know may be better. But yeah, if you are struggling, just be sure to really try to focus on that and keep that at hand, and figure out what it is you can do, and whoever you can reach out to. Be sure to reach out to them, and know that sorry guys, I had mail lady come drop some stuff off. Dog kind of freaked out and I didn't know who was here. So if you were going through mental health crisis, please reach out. Don't be afraid to not reach out to someone. Like I said, reach out to me, anyone, even reach out to who love to write love on her arms. I keep screwing that up for some reason, even though I know it like easily by heart. I've been following them for a while. So whoever you got to reach out to, reach out to. Other than that, let's just kind of continue on with this episode. So after today's 6.7 mile run, that put me at 553.7 miles for the year, guys. It's awesome. It's stressful. I can't tell you the emotions I'm going through right now just with trying to balance everything and these races and stuff coming up. I have a 50K race coming up in less than a month. The nerves are really starting to hit me with our the sleeping situation, and having to try to get out after a 30-mile run and run after, and then being able to have to call off time off work, and just all of this stuff is just really kind of like hitting me and stressing me out. And these next weeks, I really got to like stay on a good training schedule. And today I already screwed it up by not getting out there and hitting the trail I wanted to hit. So, it's definitely a little nerve wracking. And I got so many plans throughout these next weeks building up to the race that don't have to deal with the race, like birthday parties and bachelor parties and stuff that I have to attend to, that it's really kind of, it's definitely stressful. And some days are easier than others. Today was one of those stressful days, and I kind of want to talk about that. So for today, episode 128, guys, we did kind of just talk about the 50K race I have, and I have another marathon coming up in October. Just throwing those out there before we get into today's episode. But today's episode is episode 128, and for episode 128, I want to talk about Fester. Now, I am someone who, this is something I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and it is a battle every single day that I deal with this, because I am someone who lets my emotions sometimes just really get the best of me. And I think we all do that. We all tend to do that from time to time. We let our emotions really get the best of us. And I will let things just fester up and just build up and build up and build up and really like just break down my mentality. Like today I was ready to throw in the towel, like throw it all in. Like, 128 days, I'm done. Like I wanted to get up early today. I wanted to go out. I wanted to hit this trail, and I didn't get enough sleep. The baby's crying. I'm frustrated. I'm like just agitated because the lack of sleep. I'm irritated. I'm just tired. I'm so tired and exhausted. And I just want to get a good night's sleep, and I want to get out and run, and I want to feel good. And I got out there even after being exhausted. Today I wanted to get out there and do the trail. I got out there and just did the 6.7. And as soon as I got out there, I was like, holy crap. Thank God I didn't force myself to get up and go do that 17 miler, because I would be out there still right now, probably walking or calling 911 for help, because I went out today for 6.7. I actually did a pretty fast pace. Like, I was a lot faster than I thought I was doing. But when I was out there, it was a struggle. I was really having a hard time breathing. And it wasn't even hot. It was actually cold. It was like 52 degrees out. I wore a t-shirt and some shorts. I first got out there, it was windy and chilly. Like the wind just kept me really, really cold. And it wasn't until the wind was kind of at my back when I really started to get hot. And that was only for one little stretch of the run. It was like a mile, maybe a mile and a half of the run was with the wind, and the rest of it, it wasn't, directly, the wind wasn't going against the wind, but the wind was always kind of hitting me at certain different directions. And it wasn't a good run. Like I just got out there. I didn't feel good. It didn't feel smooth. It didn't feel like just a nice, easy run like some of them have. And I just let all this, the festering thing is I let it all fester up, and I was beating myself up because I didn't get out there and get the run I wanted. And I just really let it upset me, and I was almost ready to just not even run today and just say screw it, and just I'm letting all this stuff build up around me and really control my emotions, and it's not a good thing. Like I said, the example I gave of me letting this build up and then me getting out there and then realizing as I'm out there, well shoot, if I would have went out to that for that 14.7 or that 17.8 mile run or whatever it is, I wouldn't have made it. So I beat myself up and was ready to throw in the towel for all this hard work that I've built. 128 days in a row. I was so upset this morning and beating myself up so much because I didn't get up in time. And then I still wanted to get a good decent run in today, but then I have to go to a party later. So I have a time frame of when I can get this episode done, when I can get the run in. And the run I didn't get the amount I wanted in, so I was beating myself up and I was so upset and ready just to give up on everything and just really just lose my crap. And then, I'm like, screw it. I still just need to get out there and get a run in. Let's just get one in. And in my head, I started with a 3.6, and I was thinking, hey, I'll just tomorrow I'll get up early and I'll do that run I was supposed to do today. But deep down inside, I know, hey, I still may not get up early tomorrow. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. There's so much other things on the plate for tomorrow that maybe that is not a feasible thing. So as I was out there, I told myself, whatever, put in an extra 3.6. Let's do 6.7. Let's double it up. So we did 6.7. And, like I said, the whole time I was out there, it didn't feel good. Body wise, even emotion wise, when I was out there, I wasn't feeling better that, oh, well, I didn't get my 17 miler in today, but at least I'm getting 6.7 and makes me feel, yeah, I did. All right, I won't lie. I felt a little bit better than if I did nothing, but it definitely, the whole me missing out on what I wanted was still festering. And sometimes you just got to let go. And that's something that I realize and I have to work on every single day. Sometimes I can't, when there's things, especially after it's done, like, yeah, it was in my control a little bit, but after it's done and said with, it's out of my control. I can't change it. I can't go back. I can't, fall asleep earlier. I can't make my baby not cry and wake me up. It is what it is. All I can do is accept it, take it for what it's worth, try to learn from it, and move forward. And quit holding on to these things that are stressing me out and, really just festering and making what should be something fun and easy more challenging and not fun, right? So I just really wanted to talk about festering because it's something, like I said, I do a lot of in my life. And this was just one example because it happened today, this morning, and it really got to me. It really, really, really got to me. I was just upset real about, at myself. So taking out on everything and everyone. Yeah, I can't allow things to fester and build up that much where everything starts to stress me out. So for your daily discipline, guys, for today, since we were talking about festering, and it's my daily discipline every single day, but it is to think about those things that you have been festering or that have been festering within your lives. Maybe there are things that you haven't maybe you haven't spoke your mind. Maybe there's something someone has been doing that's been really bothering you, and instead of just telling them to begin with when you had the chance, you've just kind of just let it bubble up and you've just kind of just sat off to the side and it's festering and it's festering, it's festering, and you just know one day you're gonna snap. Something that I do on occasion. It's not a good thing. Realize what you are festering. Realize what you're holding, what grudges you're holding, and just letting just build up all this hate within you. Um, Sometimes these things could be easily solved with just talking, with communication, with some good communication. I know sometimes people can get offended if you communicate your feelings towards something and they, you know, don't agree with it or whatever the case is. There's always ways around it. But I think communicating and maybe, a few moments of tension here and there between people is a lot better than avoiding it and letting it fester and letting it fester and letting it fester and then eventually exploding and losing your mind. And I think things get a little bit more out of hand that way than if we were just to tell the truth and how we felt, and we're better communicators, and we're able to face the awkward moments of whatever they are whatever the situation is that you're communicating with someone, even if this is a communication with yourself, this doesn't have to be a one-on-one conversation. You could be doing something in your own life that is just building up and festering, and you just kind of put it off to the side, and you're ignoring it, but deep down in the back of your mind, it's there. Whatever it is, whatever is festering in your life, let's get rid of this festering, guys. It's only causing more stress, and it's not good for us. It really is not good for us. The stress alone is a killer. It really is bad for you, and holding on to things that technically aren't in control anymore or ever were in your control, holding on to those grudges and letting those things fester is only causing more stress in your life. So for your daily discipline, guys, is really think about those things that have been festering within your life. I gave the example for me, it's something that happened today, which you may think, well, how can something that happened just today be festering? What's been happening these last few weeks. I think I've talked about it. I want to try to get up earlier and get better on a better schedule, but just the whole new to a baby thing, and you're getting whatever sleep you're getting with a baby. It's something you have to accept. So, letting that fester up and staying up late, and then just missing the run today. Deep down inside, like when I was up at like 2:30 in the morning last night, in my head I was like, I'm not getting up tomorrow. I know I'm not going to be able to get up. But a part of me was still thinking, yeah, I'm going to do it. But I let it fester. And I let it really bother me all day. All morning, I should say, because it's still kind of the beginning of the day. I've let it bother me all morning, and eventually I just had to let it go, and that's what I'm doing. I can't control what I can't control anymore. I wasn't able to get my 17 miles, but I was able to get 6.7. It's better than nothing. I got to accept that, and I got to move on, and I got to look forward to tomorrow and next week and putting in these miles, and look forward to this race and focus on that and not fester on something that I missed out on. So for your daily discipline again today, guys, is just to really focus on the things that are festering within your life. Other than that, thank you so much for listening. This is episode 128 of the Defining Discipline podcast. It's been great. Such a journey. Like I said, some days have been not so great and not such a journey. Some days have been a little bit stressful, but hey, I'm glad I'm doing this. I'm glad I'm challenging myself. I'm glad I'm putting myself sometimes out of my comfort zone. And I'm glad I'm really pushing myself to run all these miles and to really just be the best, try to be the best version of myself possible. So 128 episodes in, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 129. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. If you guys can, please give us a like, a subscribe, a share, and a follow on our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram, and whatever podcast streaming platform you guys have been following along with us on. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 129. Just stay disciplined. That's it. Peace out.